Hi, I'm Lewis from Atma, and today we've made a video where we've got as many young people to open up as we could find to talk about what it means to be strong to them and how they're strong throughout everyday life. For me, being strong means being consistent with my routines, be that sleep, exercise, diet, supporting friends, and most importantly, schoolwork. Now, obviously, I don't do this every day. Some days I don't even get out of bed, and other days I'm overwhelmed by insecurities and consumed by my thoughts. But I try every day, and that's how I show strength. Hopefully, seeing all these young people open up and be brave in such a public way will inspire you and remind you that you have the strength to get through whatever it is you're going through in favour of a brighter future.
Hi, I'm Braden, and what being strong means to me is having the ability to bounce back from problems and things that are going to annoy you in life and press all your buttons. Having the ability to see those things and make them less of a problem in your mind. As well as when things do hit you or life's hurdles are thrown at you without you seeing, you have a way to not let it completely entice you and destroy you, but a way to maybe let it affect you but not let it control you. And ways I'm strong in my life are looking for the silver lining or the comedy within things, making jokes about it, although they may seem harsh, it helps me, as well as getting around people that love me and making other people happy as well.
To me, being strong means speaking up about things that might be hard or that maybe you don't really want to talk about. I think it's a really hard thing to ask for help, so I see a lot of strength in doing that.
For me, being strong is being able to talk to your mates, your friends, your family, everyone, to discuss how you're feeling and also asking others how they're feeling. It's not about being strong and putting up a front to hide your emotions. I think being strong is being able to discuss this with people and share how you're really feeling.
For me, being strong is acknowledging the hard stuff that life is going to throw at you and pressing on anyways, for whatever reason that may be. You know, it's the determination to seek out that reason for pressing on, acknowledging that it's going to be hard to press on because of the things that life throws at you, and then doing it anyway because of that reason. And so as for how I'm strong, for me the answer is people. I use people, my family, my closest friends. They're what makes me strong, and that's what gets me through day to day. They're they allow me to get that reason.
For me, the idea of being strong is different for every individual. I think that the challenges that you face are your own personal challenges, and through this you can identify your own personal strengths. And personally, 2020, me and many others, we faced a lot of challenges, some internally, some externally. And I think good practices for strength in terms of myself are optimism and, to whatever's knocking me down, to not let it beat me. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to turn around and say that you didn't try your best or you're not a winner. And, whatever challenges you're facing, environmental or not, you're a winner. So it's about don't let anything get you down. Get back up again.
So what it means to be strong in my life is just to keep pushing. Like, you'll get so many no's, so many nah, sorry, not this time. But just keep pushing. That's just what it all comes down to. It's all about the mindset. Just one person says, oh, no, you're not cut out for this. Oh, no, you're cut out for it. You are. And how I'm strong in my life is just looking after my family.
To me, strength isn't about your physical state. It's about being resilient. When life throws you down on the ground, it's testing you to see whether you have enough strength to get back up.
Okay, so what I think it means to be strong is to question who you are as an individual and the factors that contribute to your own perspective of your life and like your world, and being able to recognize that you'll never fully know what someone else's perspective can be, and recognizing that you can only do what you think is right from what you know, and accepting that other people will also do what they think is right from what they know. And yeah, just really being able to be comfortable in the fact that you can be vulnerable and that you might not be like good at something, or that you might not know something, and still being able to be accepting of the world around you.
What being strong means to me is standing by your morals and doing what you think is right and just. I try to do this in my everyday life by following my morals regardless of the situation or the consequences. Shout out Atma, shout out Lewis and Kyle and the boys.
To me, strength isn't just about how many wins you have under your belt, but how many times you can take that L and get back up stronger.
To me, being strong means, in summary, being resilient. It definitely doesn't mean that bad things don't happen to you, and it certainly doesn't mean that you never experience sadness or anger, but being strong means being able to acknowledge that you may be experiencing a challenge in the moment of the hardship, and having the right techniques and tools to cope with that and use it to your ability. So being able to use challenges and use adversity to become a better person, instead of letting it bring you down. I think it takes a really, really strong person to be disciplined enough to ground yourself in moments of hardship and come out a better person from it. To me, that's what strength looks like. It looks like someone who's resilient and bounces back after every single challenge, and uses it to become a better version of themselves.
So to me, being strong is about learning through your mistakes. I think that it's really important to be able to do that in life, and I think some of the greatest lessons that we have come from the hardest times and some of the worst mistakes, and it's important to be able to acknowledge that it happened and then use that information to help you in the future. I show strength every day through simply just having a positive mindset. I am a strong believer of having a positive mindset leads to positive outcomes. So if I'm to wake up in the morning and not feeling too great, I'll chuck on some nice music or listen to a podcast that'll try and make me feel better. And I like to believe that, if we hope and believe that good things will happen, then they will.
I believe that strength requires a lot of courage, and particularly during this time, courage is such a big thing to be able to achieve your best, to be able to perform and succeed. And I feel like that courage can come from encouragement from others, so your support network, those around you particularly can be very influential and can be very helpful, because without that you tend to just have to rely on yourself and rely on your own thoughts, and sometimes that can be tricky, especially during this time we're in isolation, alone, and we tend to just, rely on the negative self-talk and whatnot. And I believe that friends is such an important aspect of our lives that we should rely on. We should really, really rely on during this time to find that strength within ourselves, and also, just rely on ourselves as well.
Hi, I'm Isabella, and I will be talking about what it means to be strong and how I am strong. Last year, it felt like it was the worst year possible, personally. When I started uni last year, I started to skip class. I started going out, started partying, to drink. I couldn't go to class because every morning I woke up, I felt unmotivated. I just didn't have the energy or the strength to get up in the morning and go to class. So I stayed in bed all day till the evening, just feeling super drained out. Because I knew even if I went to class, I wouldn't have been paying attention. I think it's safe to say that I was basically at rock bottom. And other days I would go out and I would party with other people and I would drink. And when I drank, I liked how it felt, because in a way it calmed me down. It just took away all those negative emotions, and I felt better about myself. And I started doing that. But the more I did that, the more I realized it was super unhealthy for my mental health and my physical health. Every time I went home, I just felt super ashamed because whenever I went home, my parents would ask how I'm doing, how my studies were going, and I just felt like I didn't deserve anything nice from them or anyone. I just felt like a disappointment, and I hate disappointing people. So I started distancing myself with almost everyone around me. I didn't talk to anyone about it. I just kept it to myself, thinking that I can handle it. But in the end, you can't really handle everything at once. So I think strength is about staying in touch with your emotions and being able to talk about them, to share. I actually wrote it down on a piece of paper so that I don't forget what to say. It just kind of helps. Being strong means that you are honest about how you feel, that you let yourself feel, that you don't ignore those emotions, that you let it all out instead of your fear, anger, and pain take control of you. It means having hope, believing in yourself. In whatever situation life puts you in, you should have the strength or the courage to face it. It means having full faith in yourself. Being strong doesn't mean that you can't be hurt by anything. It doesn't mean that you can handle whatever life throws at you. It doesn't mean that those nasty words other people say to you has no impact. It also doesn't mean that you haven't had bad days or worn out days. What it actually means is saying, okay, something isn't right and I know I'm not feeling okay. And you reach out for help, for love, for support, for professional help. It's about acknowledging it. It's about seeking out for help, and it's about vulnerability. It's about being kicked down over and over again, but you still somehow manage to find a way to get back up and come out even stronger than before. It means not giving up on your dreams, on your future, or on yourself. It also means keeping your dignity and temper in place, and most importantly, keeping your self-respect intact. I think the reason why I am strong is because I found the strength to move forward and leave the past behind me. But I didn't forget how I got to where I am right now. I realized and acknowledged what the problem was. I was able to find out why I was feeling the way I was feeling. And I changed the way I think. I changed my mindset. Now whenever I have one of those days, I don't avoid thinking about it. I try my best to process it. Last but not least, I think everyone is strong. And I hope this video has helped one way or another. You are not alone, and stay safe.
I think there's strength in kindness. I think if you can share positivity, share compassion, possibly to someone who's done you wrong in the past, if they're having a bad day or they're not having a good time, if you can show them that compassion and be kind after they've wronged you, I think there's strength in that. I think there's strength in just being a good person in general, because the world is very chaotic. And I believe I'm a strong person because I have supported my family through my mum's sickness, through my parents' separation. I've taken care of my sister and become primary carer whilst my mum has had surgeries. And I've done all of this whilst completing my studies, working really hard and trying to be a really good person, or the best person I can be. And I believe that's what makes me strong. Thank you.
Strength is how, not necessarily what happens to you, but how you respond to it. Obviously, how people handle themselves differently under pressure and under different types of pressure, but practice makes perfect. And because I've been in a lot of uncomfortable situations, whether it's my own fault or what I was born with or the people around me, etc., strength is trying to handle it, whether you can or not. It's the strength. It takes strength to just try.
So strength to me is a sense of a good sense of self and respecting yourself.
Oh, and strength to me is really coming to terms with your emotions and understanding how you feel on a day-to-day basis.
Love what you guys are doing, by the way.
Hi, I'm Kyle and I'm a co-founder of Atma with Lewis. I think strength means a lot of different things to different people, but in its essence, in the core, for me, it means being able to try and make hard decisions in uncomfortable situations. And that presents itself in many different ways. So for me, that could mean in 2018, when I was diagnosed with depression, opening up to my parents about it and sitting down with my brother and telling him that I was going to end my own life. Two situations where I was very uncomfortable, but it was things I felt like I had to do, and it showed a lot of strength. But things that might be a bit more relatable might be, opening up to people about how you're feeling is a big one, because that's really, really tough to do. Other ones might be getting work done, because a lot of people procrastinate, including me. I do that. And it's really hard sometimes to get up and get work done. But sometimes it's not about those things. Sometimes being strong can just mean knowing that you just need a day to rest, to just lie in bed, to be unproductive, and to just focus on yourself. I think that's also productive. And I think that's really, really strong to be able to take a step back and say, you know what? I need to just do nothing today, or I need to take time for myself. So after hearing what everyone else has to say, what makes you strong? What do you do that is strong? And I've got one more question for you. What are you grateful for today?